Finally, weak from a rotting arm, he walked to Botswana and took a truck to Zambia, where he finally reached a very poor hospital. When he recovered, he went to Cuba and became a military instructor. When Mugabe came to power in the 80s, the Matabele Zipra forces reluctantly and cautiously came back, afraid that Mugabe would not welcome them into the new Zimbabwe. They were given meager financial rewards and no form of rehabilitation. Kali, like so many white and black Zimbabweans, had lost his youth. As it turns out, his fears were not unfounded. Several years after independence, many Matabele families were slaughtered in a terrible genocide carried out by Mugabe. Kali's family were victims of this massacre.
My cousin and my sister.
Your sister?
Yeah.
Were killed?
Yeah.
Kali does not feel that he owns Sentinel Ranch, but that his stay here is temporary. His family and his livestock remain in his homelands, and he wants to see what the Mugabe regime will do next.
So we here, we like to stay with you.
Together, farm together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we black, we have no money. You can see things are fact. No.
The truth is, the war veterans don't even have money to put diesel in a vehicle, and they don't have vehicles. Ideally, they would like to see the Bristos and the war veterans farming together, perhaps helping with schooling and helping to teach them the skills they need to run an operation here. Talking to him here now, it's hard to imagine that anyone owns this ancient piece of land, which still carries remnants of the dinosaurs, the Bushmen. Suddenly the idea that so much anguish and death and war all over this temporary ownership of land seems absurd. Kali seems to know this intuitively, and there is a look of humor in his eyes as he invites us all to come back and live on Sentinel together.
That we want whites back here to Zimbabwe. Only we can change the system, but whites we want them back. Like today, so we have stayed together with me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And what about your children? What jobs are there in this country for people? It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
And you gave your whole life
Yes.
for the struggle. Now
Yeah.
look.
But
Eh?
still, even today I'm suffering. I must come. I want to.
I don't really want to share a house with two other families, I explain. He laughs and nods empathetically.
I think he's an opportunist. I think this thing's come up. Okay, of course, he was the enemy during the war. He fought against the white Zimbabweans, so obviously there was coming from different areas. But and now situations arrived where he is, with the backing of the government, allowed to occupy a farm. I think you and I'd probably do the same thing, because you have nothing and you've given something for free, you're going to take it.
No, my husband doesn't feel the same way. He gets quite angry when I empathize with Kali, and he's not happy about the fact that we formed a friendship. He sees him as an invader of his privacy, of his home. No, it was very difficult. I mean, this is a place we'd been holidaying in with our children, where my husband had holidayed as a child, and our family home. And now there are policemen living in it. They've pulled down the curtains. They've made fires in the living room floor. It's extremely hard. It was very difficult, and it's easy to feel anger towards these people. So the whole Rhodesian Bush War was fought over land. These land invasions now, which have ruined so many lives, is all about owning the land. Does it really belong to anyone? Perhaps it belongs to the Bushmen. Wars were fought in those days between the Shona and the Ndebele. Perhaps it just belongs to the elephants. They've been around the longest.